point, we will use all of the information that we have had from the primary schools. We are still working extremely close with all of the Year 6 teachers, so we're aware of children who have engaged during remote shutdown and have engaged in remote learning and children that haven't, and a variety of reasons for that. But what we really want is that in September, your child is able to give their absolute best, that we're able to provide them with a curriculum that meets their needs, and they start secondary school given the very best opportunities. So at October half term, we will use all of the information that we have around them from the primary school, any CAT testing that we do in school, as well as teacher judgment and the assessment. So it's really an opportunity for them to give their best, to try their best, for us to be able to help them as much as we possibly can. And as a result, then we will then put them into different teaching groups that will meet their needs, that gives them the curriculum that meets their needs. And as a result, then they will be able to make that progress. So it's really important that we have all of your correct information, because we will communicate that to you via the half-termly report that Mr. Jones described, and we will be able to make sure that you have all of that information. We will also then make sure that you have opportunities to meet with us. We have a Meet the Form Tutors evening, and we will do that either remotely or we will do that in person that we are able to do. But again, everything will be communicated to you. If you have any questions, if there is anything of concerns or anything now that we haven't answered and that you did miss through any echo problems in the live link, please email us at transition@fitzalan.cardiff.sch.uk. That email address will be manned all the way throughout the summer holidays, and any concerns that you have, you will be able to share with us, and any concerns that the children have, if they have any queries, any questions. We will be using Google Classrooms as well throughout the summer. There's plenty of activities for them on there. Their activity this week is to create their one-page profile, and that's their opportunity to tell us everything about them, what they're looking forward to, and any worries that we have. And we will then make sure that we prepare their curriculum and their provision to give them absolutely everything that they need to be successful. So we really hope now that that's given you any questions and answers that you need. I'm just going to run through in terms of some of the questions that we actually had throughout the evening. So if you did miss the answer, I'm able to give you any of those answers now. So we had some questions around reception being open to buy school badges and sew on blazers. We don't have that facility at the moment, but we can put orders in for you if you so wish. But all of our uniform is available via YC Sports, and as I said, all of the links are on our school website here. We also then have some questions around where you can get uniform from. As I said, YC Sports in Cowbridge Road is open. Their shop is open with all social distancing measures in place, but again, you can actually do this online if you want to. We've had another question then around preparing online learning via Google Classrooms. And what we have discovered is that even though as a school, lots of the things that we use has been through Microsoft Teams over the last couple of months, our Year 6 pupils have been using Google Classrooms for the majority of their primary schools. So we will meet that need, because we don't want them to have any further unnecessary change. So rather than having to use a brand new platform, we will use the platform that they are most familiar with. And you can see that at the moment they are already in a Google Classroom, and that will remain their same Google Classroom for September, and everything will be communicated through them. In terms of uniform lists and anything that is available, all of those things are on our school website. We've had then some questions around lockers and bags. So we don't have any lockers at Fitzalan. We're a very large site, and with lots of children, we've taken the decision we've never had lockers at Fitzalan. We do find that at the beginning of the school year, quite often it takes a while for Year 7 to get used to carrying things, because they haven't had to do that in primary school and they don't move around. The important thing is that they have a really good quality bag that is serviceable, that holds all of these things, that's waterproof. We don't want soggy books in the first couple of weeks if we have some rain. We have a question around handbags. Our experience is that lots of children find it difficult if they don't have a bag that is suitable for school, and handbags don't necessarily do that. So when you think about having 5 to 6 lessons a day, and then perhaps PE kit as being one of those lessons as well. You've got a number of books and kit and pencil cases and things that you need. The children do get used to carrying their belongings as very, very quickly. But the other thing that's really important at the moment is that because of the current COVID situation, we are unable to have any equipment that is loaned or shared. So children are going to have to be responsible for all of their equipment themselves, and they are going to have to make sure that they do not lend or borrow any equipment from anybody. So it's really important they're prepared for school, that they have a good quality bag then that's suitable for all of those things. In terms of starts and ends points, our current thinking is that Year 7 pupils will return to Fitzalan on Thursday the 3rd of September. They will begin school at 8:30 a.m. and they will have their transition days on that Thursday and Friday. They will need to be in full school uniform, and they will need to have a packed lunch for that time, because our canteen facilities will not be available till Monday the 7th of September. You will have then, in terms of parent pay, is the way that you will preload any monies onto your account to be able to buy food. If your child is eligible for free school meals, then that money will be being paid into school and will stop being paid to your account as it has been for the last couple of months. So it's really important that we have accurate details from you to be able to share that parent pay information. In terms of uniform, there is also a Welsh Government grant that is available to help with spending of uniform, and those details are also on our school website for you to be able to use. We're also lucky enough to have a very supportive parents hub who has lots of uniform that is able to be shared with you as well. So please let us know if you require any help with that. If any of these details change, as I've shown you in terms of here, our return to school on our dedicated coronavirus page will change, and we will update you with anything via text message and email as well. So if you haven't already completed our admissions forms, please ensure that you do so. If you haven't received the link, please ensure we have an email address that is working, that you are picking up those details, and we will be able to share that with you. In terms of questions that we've had around specific COVID measures, you will see on our school website everything that we've already put in place to have a very successful 3 weeks at the end of the summer term with all of our pupils. We have many opportunities for pupils to be able to keep safe, to use our one-way systems, to be able to have lots of opportunities for hand washing, as well as safe disposal of any equipment that they might bring to school. And what we will do is ensure that we communicate that with you. We've had a video on our school website as well that shows you what the school looks like and all the preparations that we have made to make sure it's safe. We will share that with you again in September around any changes to our school site. But we will do our absolute utmost to ensure that your children are absolutely safe in school, and we want children to be able to return to some form of normality at the moment. And we also realise that Year 6 have not necessarily been able to have the closure of Year 6 that they would want, and we will continue to work with all of our primary schools to ensure that they achieve that too. In terms of current COVID-19 and attending full-time, Welsh Government, the intention is very clear that we want all children back to be able to educate them and have access to their curriculum and their provision again. Again, if any of those things change, we will communicate that through our website, and equally then we have remote learning that is available via Google Classrooms to move our entire curriculum very quickly. But equally, staff want to be able to use this and maximise the opportunities for remote learning too. So Google Classrooms is really vital in terms of setting of homework and anything that they need to be able to complete that. In terms of Hub and Google Classrooms, yes, if there is any lockdown procedures that are needed again, all staff will be able to take that onto Google Classroom, onto that platform that children are already familiar with. We've had some questions around text message and emails being sent to more than one parent. Absolutely. As long as we have your correct details through our admissions forms, anything that we communicate with you will be sent to anybody that you need us to do. We've had some questions here around transition days as well. Those transition days will be on the Thursday and Friday, so Thursday the 3rd of September and Friday the 4th of September, where we ensure that any processes any run-throughs of anything that's needed to introduce children to our Fitzalan community will be done then. And again, then I can see some questions here around setting and around groupings of children. So the form groups that have been created that the children are in for their Google Classrooms now, and they're getting to know the other children, are as a result of the friendship groups that children would have chosen in their primary schools and the information that's come from their primary schools. As I've said, we know experiences have been different over recent months, and we want to give all of the children the opportunity to show to us exactly what it is that they can do, and as a result then we will ensure that we create the correct curriculum for them to make up for anything that they may have missed over these last couple of months. So I think that's all of the questions that we've had, and I hope now that this has been much clearer, and as a result nobody has missed out on anything that's there. I can just see one more question around Broad Street. The children are able to use all entrances through Broad Street and Loreni Avenue. If we require anybody to use any specific entrances or exits, we will make sure that that we communicate that with you, and you are very clear on where children need to go. And the only other question that I can see here is around some situations around hub. So hopefully that explanation and the fact that you can now go back and pause and go through those things will help you. In terms of stationery, children need their own stationery. They will need the usual pens and pencils, a ruler, a rubber, a sharpener and various things like that. But again, anything that's specialised equipment, we will not be able to provide those things. Any purchasing that we're able to do en masse that we can deliver to pupils as brand new materials, we will of course do that. Quite often MASS will then be able to provide you with the correct calculators and any mathematical kits that would be useful to the children. But what's really important is the children have their own equipment and that they use that equipment and they do not share that equipment with anybody. So I really hope now that that's overcome some of the sound issues that we've had. If you do have any concerns, any questions, anything that you need, please do get in touch with us, and you can email us at any point throughout the summer holidays on transition@fitzalan.cardiff.sch.uk. Many thanks.